A woman accidentally discovered a swarm of man-eating insects in the research building.
She did not tell her husband or son.
Instead, she arrived at the pharmacy with an assistant.
Then she covered the floor with mugwort and sprayed it thoroughly with insecticide. Her husband saw this and mocked her, calling her crazy. But only she knew this was the only way to stay alive. In her previous life, they had been attacked by a massive number of man-eating insects. Those who ran slowly were eaten by the insects. During the escape, when the woman was saving her fallen son, her husband suddenly struck her down with a stick. To her shock, her son stood up unharmed. Only then did she realize her son had pretended to fall. Seeing that the woman was about to die, her husband told her a truth. The boy was actually his son with his first love. At the time he had married the woman only to obtain her father's research funding. The child she had given birth to was abandoned by him on the mountain and froze to death shortly after birth. The woman could hardly believe it. Without hesitation, her husband struck the woman with the stick, leaving her there to delay the man-eating insects attack. The moment the woman was swallowed by the man-eating insects, time suddenly rewound. The next second she woke up terrified from a dream. At first she thought it had been a nightmare. Then the news suddenly reported a forest fire that had broken out and trapped them at the research base. Her father-in-law came and urged them to set out immediately to look for the insects. This scene was exactly the same as in her dream. The woman realized it was not a dream but that she had been reborn. Seeing her husband's family preparing to leave, although she wanted them to die sooner, she still needed to use them to move the trees blocking the road. Otherwise she alone could not escape. Therefore she told them there were man-eating insects here. After hearing this, several people immediately laughed and called her crazy. The woman pointed at the clothes on the ground and said that the person inside them had been eaten by the insects, but no one believed her. Her husband's family were experts in insect research. They did not believe such small insects could eat a person. At that moment the base's research assistant happened to arrive to greet them. The woman warned again that there were man-eating insects here. Her husband impatiently warned her not to cause trouble. Then he led the family toward the forest. Unbeknownst to them, along the path someone had already been eaten by man-eating ants, leaving only clothes. The assistant told the woman it was normal for the forest to have insects, and assured her the base had added protective measures, and burned incense so the insects couldn't get in. He then dragged the woman upstairs to rest. As soon as she entered the room and looked at the fan in front of her, she immediately remembered that in her previous life the assistant had gone to fetch the medical kit, and had his arm cut by a fan blade that flew off, which caused him to be eaten by the man-eating insects while fleeing. She quickly grabbed the assistant, saying that this fan blade would fly off at any moment. The assistant said the director had just bought the fan and it wouldn't have any problems. At that moment the director heard the commotion and walked in. When told the blade would fly off, the assistant did not believe a newly bought fan would break, but in the next second the fan blade flew off. Fortunately the woman pulled the assistant away in time. Seeing what happened, the two finally believed the woman's words. At that moment the husband returned with an insect queen. The woman was frightened and hurriedly told him to throw the queen away. As a reborn person, she knew clearly that when the queen hatched it would attract a large number of man-eating insects. The husband's family thought she was talking nonsense. The father-in-law stated that, given an insect's body structure, it was impossible for them to eat people. Then they took the queen intending to incubate it.